For our basic training, we're going to do triple strikes. And remember that these movements are not specific fighting strategies. It is only to develop the hips to give you more power within each strike that you use during a fight. So from here, let's stand shoulder width stance, left and up punch. Before we punch with the right hand, so we don't ever just stand still and punch, your hip loads, your hip propels the hand out, and then it squares up. So this is when we do single punches. You load, shoot, and square up, and then you're ready for the other arm, load, shoot, and square up. And in that way, you're learning how to synchronize your body's movement and shifting the body weight behind the punch. But now we're going to do triple punches. And the idea behind that is that with every shooting of the hip here, my hip is preloaded for the next strike. So if I'm doing a jab, my hip already preloads here for the cross. This is loaded maybe for a hook. So it's to understand how the hips work to improve your punch. So from here, let's go again. Left hand up. Load the right hip. Shoot one. Immediately shoot the next one. And then last punch is your right hand that comes out. And then you square up. And then you break. Then you stop and be ready for the next one. So load the left hip. And it's 1. Hip is already loaded. 2. Hip is already loaded. 3. And I square up. Now I'm exaggerating the movement. So we're really emphasizing the load here. 1, 2, 3, and then ready. But that's not necessary because the hip can be a very small movement. It's a small hip vibration that propels your fist out. So from here, 1, 2, 3, and square up. 1, 2, 3, and square up. So the more you understand it, the more you make a smaller hip vibration to conserve energy. It's unnecessary to do big out movements. Right, so what I want you to do, maybe pause the video and do about 10 counts of triple punches so that you really understand the hips. It's not important to go hard and fast now. It's important to understand how the hips work. And then come back and we're going to look at side strikes. So for the side strikes, the hips work in the same manner but in reverse. So from here we're going to do a side strike with the same arm. Because I'm assuming I'm not fighting two people constantly hitting back and forth. I'm hitting one person and I want to use the load of the hip to do the next strike. So from here, I'm going to pull my hip in, I'm going to do the strike, and as it brings the hand back, as I ready myself here, where I would square up, I'm going to do the next strike. So doing single strikes, the hip loads, the hip shoots, the hip squares up, there. The hip loads, shoots, squares up, there. Now we're going to use that before the squaring up. We're going to use that for the next strike. So from here, load, hit, hit, hit. And what you're actually learning there is to just be relaxed when you do your strike. Have a relaxed upper body instead of trying to be too tense. Very important to relax. So from here, we're going to hit with the right hand 3 times. It's going to go 1, 2, 3. Keep it slow. We do with the left hip. 1, 2, 3. And you're going to again spend a minute or spend 10 counts doing triple strikes. Load, 1, 2, 3, and then the other hip. 1, 2, 3, and just make sure you do it with a relaxed body. If you're hitting face, chest, and stomach, or you're hitting the same height every time, it really doesn't matter. The idea here is to learn how to relax and move the upper body synchronized with your hips. Right, our third basic, we're going to look at the short punches. We're back to the same hip movement as the long punches. The only thing I want you to focus on here is that the hip stays connected to the fist, more or less. So if the left hand's out here, When I'm hitting, I'm not shooting the arm out. It stays close. We are very close here against our opponent. There's no space for long punches. So from here, left hand's out, the hip loads, the hip shoots and squares up. This is for the single strike. The hip loads, the hip shoots out and squares up again. Now we're going to use that load or that preloading to do a second strike. So from here, pull, hit, it's already loaded, hit, it's already loaded, hit, and then square up. Pull, hit, 2, 3, square up. Pull, hit, 2, 3, square up. 1, 2, 3. Okay, another thing that you have to understand, this pullback here does not happen when you are fighting. So I'm not standing like this to fight someone. My hands are up. The pullback has got nothing to do with the hip. It's just an easy way to display that this is opening up. This is ready for the next punch. If I'm doing a short punch here, a body shot, that's preloaded. My hand's in a protective position here. Maybe I do a next one, maybe a next one, maybe a next one. The hips are important. The hands don't need to be pulled back unless you have something in them. You're grabbing and holding someone. Practice that for a minute, then come back and we look at the elbow strikes. Right, our elbows, same thing as the punches, but it's again very, very close. You don't elbow someone that's back there, elbow very close to your body, the hip loads, the hip shoots, preloaded, square up. Pull, watch how my whole body turns into it. I do the elbow, it goes right through the target. It doesn't stop there, it goes through. Through and through. And then I square up. Pull, 1, 2, 3, and square up. Pull, 1, 2, 3, and square up. And again, do 10 counts. You don't have to go hard and fast for this. Slow it slightly down, and just feel that your hips and your body everything is synchronized behind those arms. Have fun.